Good morning. It's Rev Pam Geagan here from the Center for Spiritual Living Pleasant Valley in Camarillo, California, wishing you a wonderful, good Thursday morning. And you are part of our Tao meditations this morning. And so today we're going to just go over a little bit of the Tao. I'm going to tell you about our desirous nature, and then we're going to go in and listen to that great beyond within, our wonderful inner selves. And so let me just tell you a little bit about the Tao. Many Taoists believe that the Tao had many authors, although most credit master scholar and poet Lao Tzu with its origin. Lao Tzu means literally old master. So they think a lot of people came together in that wisdom and created the book of the Tao. And it was translated into English, actually means the way. And so there are many chapters in the Tao, but they're only a few lines long. And most about the Tao is mean that you are in the eternal Tao, which is the eternal source that cannot be named and remains nameless. And nameless, it is the origin of all things. And it is named, and when named, it is the mother of the myriad of things. So no matter what you experience, it is in the Tao, it is in source, there is no time and space. And as I like to say, even yesterday, everything we are is so much greater in this physical world than what we think. And we think of the trees, and the tree isn't just the leaf or the trunk or the branch. It is the sun, the water, the planting of the seed, the soil that nourishes it. And it is everything to make that beautiful thing that is so pretty. When you're looking at anything that is solid, like this candle, it was first the vision of the idea of the candle, and then it was the making of the candle, the making of the glass, the coming together of the craftsman to fulfill that vision. The coming in together of the craftsman, the making of the glass, the making of the wax, the making of the wicks, and then it takes us to bring it to life by lighting it. So nothing is as it seems. There is so much more happening than we can ever imagine. So when we talk about the Tao, we're talking about source and everything. And so what I want to concentrate now is on desire. And desire, it is so interesting. All of these are like a strange dichotomy, and yet they embrace the wholeness and the flow of all life. And so ever desireless, comes from the Tao, ever desireless, one can see the mystery itself. With desires, though, one can only see the manifestations. So to see the mystery is the doorway to all understanding. And again, yesterday we focused on the Tao that cannot be named and is the nameless. So today we are focusing on this desire. And so much of what we are doing on this deeper level, figuring out what it all means, the Tao is referring to the underlying order of the universe. It means also everything in the universe, and we are part of that. So mastery of the universe means understanding how, as I stay in the I work, how other people work. Please, when I say I or I am talking about the universal oneness, the universal I, and the larger I. So the mastery of the universe means that I understand, you understand, we all understand how people and nature work together, and how we become like sages, living effortlessly and effectively, creating a life free from anxiety and stress. And I use the birds flying in the sky, gliding as easily and joyfully as they perch also in their trees, not even recognizing they know they are one with nature and they fit into nature perfectly. So in this esoteric teaching, which is very difficult for some to understand because it is more fifth, sixth, seventh dimensional teaching in our wholeness, is what What is the way? You probably question. I certainly do, and I am still questioning it, and yet I am seeing more and more and more how on my intricate thread of the thread that is mystically intertwined and connected to is connected to the personal path on that eternal path of becoming. And when the dualities of good and evil show up, guilt and innocent, light and dark, male and female, and other schisms, I know that they're all there for the richness for me to see. Without dark, there would not be light, and without light, there would not be any dark. So for me to have the wisdom of the allness and feel that I am at one-ment with it is the greatest joy of all. So when we think about all of these things and where we fit into this esoteric teaching, the first two lines of the Tao alludes to this. The things of the world cannot be fully understood with intellect alone. And as Ernest Holmes would say, it takes love and law working together. Love, the passion of who we are, the desirousness of who we are, actually what we desire, and also the thing that just says yes, that when we're in the flow, makes everything effortless and easily come to us. Now, this is different because most religions and philosophies teach certainty. The Bible teaches certainty, and that God is all-knowing, God is all good, and if you follow a set of rules, you are sure to go to heaven. So what do Taoists believe about their religion? The Taoists believe that they are that the teaching in the Bible is the very first line that cannot be told. Because, well, for the first thing that we're talking about in that line, the authors of the Tao recognize that life cannot be described with words. And they say, and an example is this, try describing the emotion of love. You can feel love, you know love, but words never do it justice. No, even the great poets and sages and mystics throughout the ages have had a difficult of making that duplicate that feeling of love we have inside. So another good example is how we use your hands. We can tell people how to open and close their hands, but how do you describe it all? It takes, to open and close your hands is very, very difficult to describe. So I believe that one day, science, we will know everything in that oneness, and we won't even have to describe it because we'll know it on that deeper level. But right now, we're still living in the question, the mystery. And the questions like why we are here, why are we consciousness, what is consciousness, and where is our consciousness, and does God exist? And if there is a God, and has he appeared from the heaven world to say hello, and it's made of everything, and if it's made of everything, where do I fit in that everythingness? So we would have to understand how God worked if we believed it was a person outside of ourselves. And we know that in this oneness, we are part of this nature, part of that source that is the creator of all, that creates its creation by means of me and by means of all. So that that God, even if it was a person, does God create? Does God have to answer to other gods? And so if we question and we continue to question the mystery, our questions to continue to extend out to infinity and beyond. And so the first two lines of the Tao awaken us to the idea of the mystery of the existence. But when you read those two lines, it all sounds so simple, and yet it's so complex. So we're now looking at the lines about creating what I desire most, what you desire most, and how we know when to take risks. And in that uncertainty of not knowing what is coming next, when we do that, when we step out beyond our comfort zone, it's very scary. That's why all the religions around the world have stories to follow and to live on how to live a good life, because it reduces our anxiety, because we love certainty so much. And certainty does have its place. We know that when we develop habits, the certainty of those habits take us to a certain place in our lives. But going beyond that place in our lives to continue to explore on this eternal path of becoming is our job. So we can continue to try and control everything. And when we do that, we keep our world small. Or we can let go and embrace the uncertainty of the Tao, the flow. Go with the flow and find out that things work out and life becomes much easier when you stop paddling upstream, as I say, and allow the river to take us to the ocean of that consciousness of which we become the drop in the ocean, we become the ocean in a drop, not the drop in the ocean. So when I feel paralyzed in between lots of decisions and options, I now say, let go, let God, let the Tao, and let God, divine spirit, reflect in and through and as me, and fill me, not with perceptions of perfection, of the certainty of the answer, but where I am open and receptive to seeing beyond the manifestation of what I have now into that greater manifestation as I put my best foot forward and step into the unknown with great certainty that Source has always supported me and continues to support me. Just like the beautiful trees and the birds in the sky are at one with nature, I am at one with the trees, the birds, the ocean. I am at one with everything. So when we label things, we make them smaller. So how does our desireless nature give us, what is it about desire and desirelessness that one can see the mystery in desirelessness? Well, with desires, one can only see the manifestations. So we want a new car. We make a picture of it. We describe its color. We see ourselves driving it. We feel the joy, the passion of driving us. And voila, we get a version of that car. It usually is something greater than we desire, or that we can even imagine when we step into the uncertainty, when we say, this or something greater. I wanted a car one time. This was years ago, and our lead practitioner, I wanted her car. I mean, I loved her car. It's a 2001 Solara convertible, Toyota Solara, and I loved this car so much. And I'm sure that she spent at that time way over $30,000 for this car. And I needed a new car. My kids needed my car. And so to go to college and things. So I thought, this is the car I want. And sure enough, I was so passionate about this car. I manifested the exact car, the exact colors, everything else. I forgot to tell the universe that red was my favorite color. But anyway, I got that same car, and Pamela and I would stand outside of our cars after church sometimes, or at parties where we were both involved, trying to open each other's cars with our key fobs. And so it works. That is the desire and the passion. But there's a paradox, because when we reveal in greater ways who we are, it's being in the mystery, being in the flow, knowing that beyond the white car that I got, there is the red car. And so the result of my desire is to continue to explore those mysteries of life. So in this paradox, this passage is telling us exactly that. Desire is good. Desirous nature opens us up the door to seeing the manifestations of the world. And your thinking, my thinking, it's the power of learning more and feeling more. And yet in this passage, we are told that only in desirelessness can we see the mystery. So here's a riddle for you. I learned this, it's a joke. What do you call two doctors? A paradox. And so when we go into that paradox, the absence of desire is the acceptance of reality as it is, rather than wanting people or situations to be different and our wanting to be in certainty. The desirelessness look upon the truth of what is with a sense of wonder and mystery, which transcends rational thought, is what we're going for. So take someone who thinks they'll be happy when they have the job, the house, the car, the kids, the friends. And of course, then they get those things and they're still unhappy. As we know, we've all been there. So they continue to look outside themselves and chase more and more things. But the tree that brings us joy is, and it is being nurtured by all things in nature, and so are we. So when we awaken, we figure out that the concept of happiness isn't a collection of things in the material world. Au contraire, it is actually the things that are defined as lack of desire. It's the contentment with cultivating happiness no matter what, and that state of beingness that we're in each and every moment, moment by moment by moment. So it becomes necessary to work beyond the world of objects, where we can conceive and achieve and envision so much more as we continue to step into the mystery, unfolding in and through me and you and all. And the more complex that it is, because it's so much more complex than the material world, we understand that all the elements that we originally envisioned are supplying us with our desires and so much more with the secrets of the universe in and through and out as us. And that is the Tao. Now, I'm just going to take some time here and we're going to relax in. We're going to meditate. We're going to relax in, taking these energy wands, just coming down, 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 feeling that energy from the highest and high, the light that is ever expanding all around us, and then seeing that energy going right down, right down, right into our crown, into our third eye, into our jaw, relaxing our jaw, and coming right back down into the heart, opening the throat and the heart, and that energy now going across to our shoulders, going down our shoulders, coming right down, down, and opening all of the energetic beingness, going down the arms, down the upper arms, down into the elbows, out the elbows, down, 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 down into our wrists, our hands, our fingers, and feel that energy coming right out the fingers and having it come right back up the arms, down back to the neck, around the heart, and vertebrae by vertebrae, just relaxing in, relaxing in. And then going down all the way, coming down and wrapping around to our solar plexus, the beautiful, beautiful yellow golden solar plexus. And then going down and around, wrapping down the back, vertebrae by vertebrae, coming around to our sacral chakra, and then going down the hips and going down and relaxing the hips. Coming down in that root chakra, and then coming down the thighs, and the knees and the calves and the ankles, going down the feet and the toes, and then right down to that middle earth, anchoring in that middle earth. There could be a divine soul anchoring right there in that middle earth, holding on to the golden light. You could anchor it to a tree trunk. Whatever it is, we are anchored in this third world, which we came to experience so that we could know the Tao, the flow, all of the dimensions, fourth, sixth, seventh, in this stepping into the unknown, into the mystery, and allowing, stepping into the allowing, to have things that manifest greater in our lives than that certainty, stepping in courageously into the uncertainty. So the light comes all the way up the body, we connect that light, and we breathe in with, I always say, I use God, you can use Jesus, Buddha, Elohim, Allah, whatever it is, to breathe into source with God is, On the in-breath and on the out-breath, I am. Knowing there is only the one, and two more silently. Now go into the silence. Being aware of your desirous nature that has brought you to this point, and letting go of the desire into desirelessness as we listen to the Kashi bells and relax in. Just breathing in. So as we come back, I take time to just open and receptive, knowing I am stepping into the uncertainty, but knowing that I am fully supported by that stream of consciousness that takes me into the flow of something greater, from the river to the ocean. And I ask, reveal to me that which needs to be revealed, the gifts I bring today. Reveal the power in and through and as me, for the greater good of self and all. And let me take that middle path in the flow. But being open to this powerful moment in time, and grateful for showing up at this powerful moment in time. My energy is needed more than ever before. As I stay in the I am, please personalize these words. I am listening deeply to that which cannot be explained, but is felt in greater ways than ever before inside me. I become the great example, and I hold fast unto the certainty of the uncertainty in my life as I glide and swim, knowing I am supported by the thing itself, the only thing there is. I am empowered. So everything in my desirous nature is revealing itself in greater ways, including the mystery of the information of who I am and who I am revealing with self and all. And I see this virus passing, and looking back at how well I rode the wave in consciousness, lifting the planet through the virus, through political unrest, through a universe challenged, a Mother Earth spreading her wings, expressing herself, cleansing herself, revealing her greatness. And I embrace this moment. I chose to be here to help others, lift others up in consciousness of being, because beingness is so much more powerful than the doingness. So as I sit at the feet of the Master of knowledge, the Tao, the flow, the unknowingness, which is the everythingness, which is the nothingness, I am empowered, and I stay the course, onward and upward, letting go of all that no longer serves me. I am grateful in the mystery that the doorway is open to all understanding, And I don't have to describe with words who I am. I show up who I am. And I'm aware that I can label things like this candle, but that keeps that small. So although I can relate to that candle by giving it a label, in this constantly changing world, it too will change as I am changing. And what I know for sure, the only constant is change. I always say nothing changes but the changes. Slick. We are so much more than we could ever imagine until we step into the mystery, into the uncertainty, and trust and have faith. In that which is something greater than you are, but is manifesting in and through and as you. You are it and it is you. And as I say, we're here to give God a good time. If you want to label that oneness God or the thing itself. So today, I invite you to stop yourself and take a breath. When you become anxious about the future or sad about the past, regretful and feeling guilty about the past, take a breath into the everythingness and remember that I am this complex, amazing, living, breathing entity whose soul can't be captured with words, just like the ocean, the tree, the birds, the candle, the cup. And I recognize that without everything working together in nature, all of it would not be happening. So, my desirous nature I honor, but being ever desireless, I see the mystery itself in all. And I let go, I let God, I let the Tao, and the way I see the world is so exciting as it expands in and through and as me, transforming me and transforming all around me. And so it is as we open our eyes and come back into the room. And I just say, peace out, namaste, have a blessed day. And Pamela Bailey will be talking about self-care on Thursday night at 7 p.m. And I love each and every one of you. God is the presence and the power. Mwah! See you tomorrow on the flip side.